Overheating gaming laptops have always been a problem. You spend thousands of dollars on a powerful machine, only to have it thermal throttle during intense gaming sessions. But what if there was a laptop that could handle an RTX 4090 at full power without breaking a sweat? For the past month, we've been scanning Reddit, reading thousands of comments, and testing the most recommended gaming laptops of 2025. We found one that consistently runs 30 degrees cooler than the competition, maintains 240 frames per second in Cyberpunk, and doesn't sound like a jet engine taking off. The best part, it costs less than you might think. Here's why this laptop is changing the game. The Asus ROG Zephyrus G14 2025 is what happens when you take everything good about gaming laptops and make it better. You know how gaming laptops are usually either too heavy or too hot. This one isn't. At just under 3.5 pounds, it's lighter than some regular laptops, and here's the crazy part, it doesn't feel like a compromise. The new RTX 5080 inside this thing is pushing some serious power, but thanks to the vapor chamber cooling system, it stays surprisingly cool. Even after hours of Cyberpunk 2077, the palm rest barely gets warm. That's pretty wild for a laptop this size. The 14-inch-old display hits 240 Hz and has this crazy anti-glare coating that actually works. It's not just marketing talk. You can actually use this thing outside without turning your screen into a mirror. But what really gets me excited is how this laptop handles everyday stuff. Sure, it can game, but what about when you're just doing normal laptop things? The AMD neural processor is constantly working in the background, learning how you use your apps and optimizing performance. The Gigabyte Aorus Elite 16 2025 is what happens when a company decides to go all in on cooling. Remember how gaming laptops used to be like holding a hot plate on your lap? This one changes that game completely. It's packing the new RTX 5070 laptop GPU. And get this, it actually stays cool during intense gaming sessions. The secret sauce. They've built what they're calling WindForce Infinity Cooling with these dual fans that are bigger than what we usually see in laptops. And it works. I ran Starfield for 3 hours straight, and the keyboard stayed comfortable to touch. That's pretty impressive for a gaming laptop that's pushing this kind of performance. Here's where things get interesting though. The 16-inch display is running at 240 Hz with this new mini LED panel that hits 1600 nits of brightness. That's brighter than your phone, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. You can load this thing up with 64 gigs of RAM, and it comes standard with 32. I've been using it for video editing too, and having all that memory means you can keep your Chrome tabs open while rendering a 4K video. The keys have this nice tactile feel with 1.5 millimeters of travel, and the trackpad is huge, like MacBook huge. For $3,499 US, you're getting a machine that doesn't just game well, it works well. The battery life isn't mind-blowing at around 5 hours of regular use, but that's the trade-off for having this much power in a laptop that actually stays cool. The HP Omen Max 16 2025 is the kind of laptop makes you question everything you know about gaming laptops and heat. You know that feeling when your laptop gets so hot you could probably cook an egg on it. This one doesn't do that, like at all. The Intel Core Ultra 9 processor and RTX 5080 are monsters when it comes to performance, but HP has figured out something special with their cooling. They're using this new vapor chamber design that spreads across the entire laptop, and it actually works. I played Cyberpunk 2077 for 5 hours straight, and the palm rest stayed cool enough that I forgot I was using a gaming laptop. That's not normal, but maybe it should be. What's really interesting is how this laptop handles everything else. The 16-inch display runs at 240 Hz and has this deep contrast that makes everything pop, whether you're editing videos or just watching YouTube. With 32 gigs of RAM and a terabyte of storage, you've got room for pretty much everything. The keyboard has this nice bounce to it, and the trackpad is huge, which is great for when you're not gaming. At $4,499 US, it's definitely on the expensive side. But you're getting desktop-level performance in something that doesn't feel like it's trying to burn a hole through your desk. The battery life hits around 6 hours of regular use, which isn't amazing, but it's decent for something this powerful. It's like HP finally figured out that gaming laptops don't need to be these compromised machines that sacrifice everything for performance.